Hi, welcome to Living in El Paso, Texas. My name is John Pena, and in this episode, we're going to talk about an upcoming race in the Franklin Mountains. Thank you so much for checking out the YouTube channel. In this episode, we're going to get away from real estate for a second, and we're going to talk about the Franklin Mountains because they are the main geological feature of El Paso. And what's really awesome is that next month in January, there's going to be a race in the Franklin Mountains, everywhere from like 10K all the way up to a 50-mile race. I've decided to do the 50-mile race just because I'm a glutton for punishment. But honestly, I like running, and I also really love just getting into the mountains and like seeing things that a lot of people aren't going to see. So this is kind of for folks that are either just interested in what our mountains are like, or people that are actually going to do the Franklin Mountains race and maybe don't live here. So Miguel and I are actually going to do just the first 4 miles of the race because that's kind of an interesting part of it. So we're at McKelligon Canyon on the east side of the Franklin Mountains, and essentially we're going to run up to the top. It's going to take us about 12 minutes, and then we're going to go along the ridge line to this place where you have to use these chains to climb the mountains. So it's kind of an interesting 4 miles, and then we'll talk about the rest of the race a little bit after that. But let's go ahead and jump into this thing. So this is where the race is going to start if you're doing the 50-mile race. And right off the bat, you're going up to the top of the Franklin Mountains from McKelligon Canyon. Okay, so quick little break here. So we came up that half mile from the start up McKelligon Canyon, about 620 feet. Then you got to go another, we're about to find out, it's like I want to say around 800 to 1,000 feet up before you get to the top and come back down. But basically, it's all kind of a gradual ascent. So like I'm on a flat little part now, so there's some places where you can run, but I think for most people it's pretty much going to be kind of like a hike up because you're still doing the elevation. But the awesome thing is that the views up here are pretty amazing. So like I said, these first 4 miles I think are pretty interesting, and then you get a break when you get into Lost Dog, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, so now we're getting to the chains. This is a fun part. So we're on the west side of the Franklin Mountains. And so basically we're gonna go up this kind of jaggedy little path, and then we're gonna go up and over from the west side over then to the east side. Okay, so now here we are at the chains, west side of the mountains here. 4 chains, we're gonna go up, and this is number 1. now I'm on the west side. There's Trans Mountain Road down there. So we're gonna come down this guy, make our way this way, and then down, and then basically all in there, all that stuff that looks flat, that's Lost Dog Trail. Then miles and miles in there under 375, and then you're gonna go on the Tom Mays, which is on the other side of this, for the rest of the race. Okay, so this is close to the turnaround, 375 right there. So kind of get to the top, and then we're gonna work our way down. Let's see, I've got 77 minutes I've been going. So I'll give you the elevation and mileage as well. So, all right, once you get here, I mean, actually from the communication towers, it's pretty much been runnable. So once we get around this corner here, it's gonna get real runnable and pretty fun. So I'm gonna shut off and meet you at where I'm gonna end my run at. It's an area I call the Notch. Okay, so that's it for me. So I just came down the other side of the mountain. Let me switch it around here. Okay, by the way, I wanted to give the stats. It took me an hour and a half to run that from McKelligon Canyon to where I just stopped, where I had to turn around. It was basically about exactly 4 miles. And according to my watch, did about 1,800 feet. All right.